Okay, we're all set, I think. My mic is working. Mr. Bailey, is it okay? This is the Common Council meeting to be held on Wednesday, April 6, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the Greenfield Common Council, City Hall Common Council Chambers. Meeting's called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Collins is excused. Alderperson Bailey is excused. Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Zarian.
Present.
Okay, item B is the opening prayer. We have Deacon Leggett here this evening.
Okay, perfect.
Dear Lord, as we come together, we pray look after and that for them. We pray we thank you.
Amen. Would you please join me as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving along, item D, I'd entertain a motion to approve the March 15th, 2022 Common Council minutes.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Kastner, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Just quickly under Mayor's report, we did have an election yesterday. I want to thank the clerk's office and all of those that assisted the clerk's office in another perfectly well-run election.
Thank you.
I just want to state for the record that you have no idea, and we have Craig here tonight with regard to the voting maps and the redistricting and the maps and the this and the that, all that stuff, right? But the rules just with regard to drop boxes and what you can do and what you can't do, the news has been replete with examples of other communities that have been giving wrong advice because no one seems to be able to figure out what the correct advice is, or it seems a little difficult to decipher. I just want to thank you for keeping us all out of the newspaper by making a huge mistake and doing a bang-up job. So seriously, you did a great job. I also want to congratulate a number of people. Supervisor Logston won re-election over Hales Corners Village Trustee Don Schwartz. Both candidates I thought would have done a great job representing the city of Greenfield. Supervisor Logston is actually a Greenfield High School alumni. She graduated, I think, in 1971. So she has although I don't think she lives here anymore, she has a natural nexus to the community. Look forward to working with her. Want to reach out to the new mayor of the city of Milwaukee, Cavalier Johnson, who on TV looks really tall, but he's actually not very tall. Not that that matters. I look forward to working with him in the future. Our boundaries are right next to each other, and I see folks from the fire department here. We work with representatives and employees of the city of Milwaukee all the time. I hope that relationship is better. I look forward to the revigorated leadership, and I want to thank everybody in the Greenfield and Whitnall school boards. Those were elections. Whitnall's was contested, Greenfield's wasn't. But anyone who steps into that arena in light of some of the news that you hear about in some of the other communities, it takes a lot of courage for very little every month. Also, under Mayor's report, I want to thank the police department, the fire department, I guess Public Works, Park and Rec especially, with regard to the bunny hop that happened. That went off really well. Got a couple calls saying thank you very much. It was nice. Got one call saying we didn't know it changed dates, but stuff like that sometimes happens.
You missed one of the judges that got elected.
Hmm?
You missed a judge who got elected.
Oh, Roger Pizek crushed it as municipal judge. I think he was close to 99%. Was it a 99%? Do you have the official? You don't have to look. I'm kidding. You don't have to look.
Technically, the write-ins don't count, so I think it'd be 100%.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't know how the write-ins work, but congratulations to Roger Pizek, the only City of Greenfield municipal office that was on the ballot. Right, I think so.
Yes.
Okay, are there any automatic reports? I'm guessing Alderperson Bailey is,
Biting at the lip to tell us about the
yeah,
tree commission.
okay. The tree commission report will have to wait another month,
Yeah,
I
I know.
think. Any announcements for anybody? Okay.
Easter's coming,
Easter is coming.
yeah.
And
That's why we had the bunny.
I have to go to Illinois for Easter. I don't like going to Illinois. It's really flat. Have you ever been to Illinois? It's just like,
Apparently Sunday.
the only
They
terrain that you ever see are where the landfills
They
are.
changed it to Sunday. I saw it on Facebook.
What?
She was asking when the honey hot.
I actually saw it. It stopped traffic on Highway 100.
Did it really?
Just,
No, it did not. I know you're just. Okay, any announcements? Any citizen commentary this evening? There isn't any. I don't have any appointments this evening. Under item J, we received a notice of injury claim received from Cannon and Dunphy on behalf of Sherry Drake.
Was referred to the city's insurance company.
Okay.
I
Item two,
hate to discuss this, but we have no real liability there anyhow, do we?
I didn't say any.
I mean, you think attorneys would know better.
So I'm not sure when the,
It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, it's America, and you can file
Sure, really,
whenever
really.
you want, and
All right. Had to say that.
so you have to get the notice of injury claim in within a certain tight timeline. And if you don't name everyone that has that, then you lose the claim potentially. So that's often why that happens.
Yeah, I got it, but it's just silly.
Okay.
Expensive.
It is. Item 2, approve applications for 2021, 2022 operator licenses. Entertain a motion to approve, subject to all the,
Motion to approve.
by Alderperson Kastner, second.
Second.
By Alderperson Akers, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 3, this is to approve an ordinance amending ordinance 2988, establishing the boundary lines of aldermanic districts and wards in the city of Greenfield. And do we want to take item 4 along with this one, establishing the wards and designated polling places, or are they separate?
Can they do the two together, Brian?
We can vote on them separately, but just as far as discussion goes.
yeah, I think you do both.
So,
together.
we have Craig here.
Say anything real quick?
Go ahead.
Would like to report that the city of Greenfield received notification on March 17th that our city was impacted by new congressional maps that were provided to the Wisconsin Election Commission, showing new congressional district line changes in our municipality as a result of the redistricting. So we had already done the city portion and the county portion, but this did change our maps a little bit. So Craig's here from the engineering department, and he's done all of our mapping. We are very grateful for his help. This new plan will add 3 wards in Aldermanic District Number 1, which will be in Congressional District 4, and the rest of the city will be in Congressional District 5. Our plan is to keep wards 1, 2, 3, and 4 numbered as they are, but the 3 new wards would be numbered 5, 6, and 7. And then all of the other wards would be renumbered throughout, going up to Ward 25. Now, this is just the congressional portion. There's still no word on the legislative maps. And all of this has to be done and approved by April 10th so that the legislators know where their districts are when they take out papers April 15th to run for office. Craig is here and can answer questions too, and also show a map.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory, but very confusing.
It's extremely frustrating.
There's a map I can share that kind of shows it in addition to Craig's map.
Oh, those are the numbers then?
Yeah.
Right.
Why don't you put them at the end of the numbering scale? Then
What we're-
everyone wouldn't change.
What we're concerned with is every time we change the map and change the numbers, we feel like we're confusing people.
Which we
And-
are.
Which we are doing right now, because now my 11 and 10 and 13 are going to be different numbers.
Right, and also, I asked about the renumbering, so for election administration purposes, it's easier to keep the numbers together and not have like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 23, 24, 25. It makes more sense to have similar numbers in aldermanic districts. So
There's no easy way to get around it.
for
If you did it-
administration,
If you did it the other way,
keeps it clean,
it would, right?
correct?
Cleaner.
Cleaner.
And if we don't do it, what's they going to take
We have
away
to
our...
do it. We have to do it.
If we have to do it, then what's the point of voting on it?
Well, because we have to approve it,
What if we don't approve it?
then we're in well, Brian can,
Then you, as the mayor was going to say, then we're in violation of the statute, and we could be sued by somebody who is an elector and force us to approve that map. Well, again, probably not the worst thing in the world. It would be an expense that we just don't really need to undertake.
I got you.
So.
if we didn't do it, someone who was running for office, I mean, we would quickly be brought into federal court, I would think, because an election, someone couldn't run for an office because we refused to define properly where they could run.
Right.
One of those times my vote really doesn't mean anything.
Your vote means everything. It ensures that we don't get sued in federal court very quickly.
So I can only vote one way.
You can vote against it, but that
And then
would
I'll
be
be-
very unwise. Because we are under an obligation within 4 days to basically have a map, right?
Correct.
Or 4 or 5 days, whatever it is.
Do we go through this whole thing anymore, or should I just make a motion to?
If you could make a motion to approve it, I'd be great, and then Craig can go home, because he's an hourly employee. Come in later tomorrow, Craig.
Yes, sir. That is my motion to approve the revised
Motion by
map
Alderperson
until we
Kastner.
revise it again next
Second
month.
by Alderperson Akers. Could you please do roll?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Zaryan,
Aye.
Item 4 is the resolution amending Resolution 3828 and 3830, establishing municipal wards and designating the polling place for each ward. Entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Motion,
Go ahead.
To approve by
You can do it.
motion to
Kastner,
approve the resolution as presented.
second by Alderperson Akers. To see the camaraderie in the motion is encouraging. Just motion was made. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Zaryan,
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Craig, did you want to add anything? Seriously, is there anything that you think someone should know?
That covered it very well, the way you and Jennifer especially described it, how this is being mandated by the House of Representatives U.S. congressional district mapping.
So when Jennifer talked about the legislature could be changing some things too?
The state legislature, so this is for the U.S. House.
Right, so it could get even more complicated with the
Could be.
divvying up of those districts.
Yes, it could be. Most recently, I think it was just last week, 2 weeks ago, when the governor's maps were ruled unconstitutional, so that still has to be decided what state maps will define state senate and state assembly.
And there's some urgency there. Well, so 2 of our representatives, Representatives Skoronsky and Kukoc, are not running for reelection.
I did not know that.
No, so one thing I think we need to do, if the clerk's office could prepare a certificate of appreciation to both of them for their service to the city to be signed by all of us, that would be appreciated, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
oh, that's Julie,
But
but I can
if
tell
you
her.
can, Julie, or somebody.
So if
but
there's
they
this,
will not be running again.
so apparently if there's this one person I don't want in my district, I can just move him into Shirley's or something?
As far as congressional stuff, well, yeah, I might be on the wrong side of the city, you might have to do Bruce, but
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I have no one in mind. It's just,
All right, motion was made, second, and passed, right? Thank you, Craig.
Yes, it was.
Have a good evening.
Yep, passed.
Item 5, discussion decision to adopt an ordinance amending section 8.04 of the Greenfield Municipal Code regarding parking on South 116th Street. Entertain a motion to approve
motion to approve.
by Alderperson Akers, or Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Akers, all in favor, could you vote, call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Item 6 is a discussion decision to adopt an ordinance amending section 8.04 of the Greenfield Municipal Code regarding parking on West Loomis Road. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Item 7 is discussion decision to sign an agreement with Milwaukee County in the amount of $177,582.71 for the city's share of the cost to improve Beloit Road from South 124th Street to South Wolmer Road. And Jeff, can you just tell us what those costs are? I mean, generally what they're for?
Yeah, so those are for things like related to the street light at 112th, because that street light is part county, part city, and multi-use path. We're going to be doing some sidewalk and multi-use path to better connect the existing bike trail to the county's bike trail, and the sidewalk to Highway 100, and also some adjusting of sanitary manholes and things like that.
The light at 112th is knocked down.
Oh,
It's a good time.
I think they'll probably put it back up.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 8, discussion decision to adopt a resolution in support of applying for a grant from the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources for maintaining and improving the Pondview Park. This is essentially, in great part, dredging it, right?
yeah.
So.
Motion to
Approve
approve it. Yep.
by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 9, discussion decision to approve a contract for surface water grant, for a surface water grant administered by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to fund stormwater management improvements for Honey Creek. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 10, discussion decision to approve the request, probably in the form of an agreement, right? To construct a private retaining wall and landscaping stone outcropping in this permanent city storm and drainage easement in the rear yard of Timothy Pearson and Don Desaru, 6075 South 34th Street. Entertain a motion to approve and authorize the city attorney to create the requisite agreement.
Motion to approve.
By
Second.
Alderperson Kastner.
Under
Second
discussion?
by Alderperson Akers, yes.
They're on the high side or are they on the low side? They're not blocking the water running onto their property, are they?
No, they won't be blocking, the flow of water
So
with the landscaping, no.
you can't block the water flowing
Right,
onto your property, but you can retain it on your property.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just quickly under discussion, the city attorney, you do have to, there's a pretty standard agreement for doing that kind of stuff, right?
I think it's in the packet, as I recall. I was
Is it?
try-
I just-
trying to pull it up and.
Yeah,
load it,
it's in
but
the packet. I don't have it
Okay,
either.
So
for
this
some reason.
includes the approval of that agreement, okay?
There's all kinds of pictures and everything.
I saw the pictures, I didn't see the agreement. All right.
Here, retaining wall agreement draft.
Is it there? Okay,
Okay.
that's it? Okay, I didn't see it, sorry. I thought that was like an easement or something. Just looked like an easement. My eyesight's getting bad, so, all right. Motion was made and seconded. Did we vote on it?
I can call.
Could you call? Yeah.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 11 is discussion decision to accept a grant from the DNR for urban forestry in the amount of $17,238.62. Entertain a motion to approve. This is a matching grant, and the funding, our funding comes from our forestry line.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
God, it feels weird with only 3 of us.
It's kind of faster. Have you noticed how quickly it's gone?
Why would it be? There's just 2 less eyes.
Say without Alderperson Bailey going on and on about trees, I mean. Just kidding, that was a joke. I love the tree commission reports. In fact, I think I'll be going to one of the meetings coming up on Monday.
I think you should be mandatory at all of them. I think you should.
No,
Why on
No,
earth
it
are you going to
shouldn't.
the meeting?
I sat on the tree commission for 7 years.
I got nothing.
Just saying.
I think it lasted a year.
I loved it. It was great. Let's see. We are on 12, right?
Yes.
Discussion decision to approve the extension of the association maintenance agreement between the South 27th Street Business Association, the City of Milwaukee, and the City of Greenfield, and make the amendment retroactive to the expiration date of the original agreement, which I believe was July 11th of last year, as we
We're just
discussed.
a little
at the-
tardy. on
Huh?
that? We're just a little tardy.
Well, so the agreement,
Oh, you don't have to tell me. We're just tardy.
well, we are tardy.
I move for approval.
So this is for an extension of
Second.
5 years. If we could put that in our perpetual calendar, that would be helpful.
4
Motion by
years and
Alderperson Sarian,
300 days.
Second by Alderperson Akers.
There's-
Yes, we'd say it's only 4 years and 4.5 years now. Okay, motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Okay, just so the minutes are complete, that included the amendment retroactive to the expiration date of the original agreement. So
Yes,
there
it
was
did.
no interruption in the terms of the agreement. Both parties have been acting as if the agreement was still in place.
Now you're
between-
talking like a lawyer.
Yeah, I'll let him say it, but the COVID thing, I think, screwed up a lot of people, so. All right, item 13, discussion decision regarding purchasing a new fire engine for the fire department not to exceed $675,000 using ARPA funds. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Under discussion, so I've been in contact with Paula and Tim. There's a meeting on Friday to discuss additional terms, you know?
Oh, yeah, we discussed it, yeah.
Right. It's basically 50, 40, 10, and 15,000, and them paying for a performance bond, which is typically how that works. The idea was brought up that we could maybe do another one. We could order both trucks with similar terms. It saved $20,000, not 20%, save $20,000 because it costs about 20 grand to engineer one of these things because they're all special chassis.
yeah.
It really doesn't cost that much, but that's what they charge. And that's the question. It's not currently agended to buy 2. So changing the terms of the agenda to say, well, let's just get 2, right, is something I don't think we can do this evening. I have brought up that if they would hold the price, and there's some internal conflict, let's say, about what big companies do and whether they would hold the price, but if they would give us the same terms on a second engine, I think the city would be inclined. I would recommend that approval, and that would ultimately have to come back to this body. What we do with the other 2 engines and all that other stuff, I think it remains to be seen. I'm reluctant to just sell them and not have any in reserve, but
Sell 2,
I would be reluctant to do that.
possibly sell 1.
Potentially sell 1, but, and it depends too, because with some of the political landscape now decided in some communities, and I'm not sure what that landscape looks like. The Mayor Franklin, in his recent State of the City address, talked about a desire to consolidate. Fire departments, I think that's a fair statement. Greendale has a new village manager coming on board that comes from an area that had a history of kind of consolidating a little bit. So I'm not saying that he does or doesn't, and that's a long way to go and all that stuff, but he's at least familiar with the vocabulary. And I saw some stuff from Hales Corners that suggested that they realize that they need to probably spend a lot more money than they are. So when it comes to the capital equipment purchases, I mean, as I recall, when the North Shore did this, communities are given credits and, for expenditures and all that kind of stuff. I mean, ultimately, we would still, as a district, probably need 2 new fire trucks, but whether or not the other 2 could be in reserve for a larger department, should it ever exist, I think those decisions, we won't have to make those decisions for 2 years anyways, because we'll
Don't
still.
we need other trucks other than fire? Don't we need other trucks other than
We
fire?
need ambulances and we need those kinds of things too, and
Dump trucks?
when we need dump trucks too, right? But we also, we have to get our arms around what our capital requirements are for the next year or 2 as well. We relied, I haven't gone through it.
I'd be open to all possibilities of using that ARPA money.
So the goal has always been to use those dollars to make on long-term return on investment kind of items that are capital in nature that otherwise the taxpayers would have to pay for, but can't because we can't raise taxes to pay for it, in essence, right?
Not reoccurring every year, so at the end of.
And they're not recurring, so if the life expectancy of a fire truck is 10, 15, or 20 years, right, that's a good return on investment for money that isn't recurring. Same thing for the dump trucks. Our fleet is now almost 20 years old, much of our fleet.
would say
There's
it-
also some issues with IT that Tim and I have talked about, where we have a need to protect our networks and from bad guys. And money spent there is money well spent.
Are we gonna jump to the next item?
Well, can I ask a
So,
question here?
so that we approve this one, but anyways,
Can
or
we
vote on this.
go ahead and ask them, if they
We're gonna
could
do
hold
that,
the
we're
price?
gonna do that Friday, and maybe even before then.
But the other thing is, maybe we need to talk to all departments and get capital
We have all
equipment
that, we
requests
have
and then
all of that,
prioritize.
we
Okay.
have all of that stuff, so yeah, we have it.
Just
It's,
have to prioritize it, right?
which would probably, we need to see how much money we have after this purchase. We need to prioritize it, because we've been putting a lot of things off. This year, we used about, I can't remember, 750, and we had some levy dollars and we had some on account where we managed to get some stuff. But a number of the departments, parks especially, had been pushed off, and they've been making do with stuff. We just push it out.
I'm a new lawnmower or something.
And so, yeah, we will do that. We have, if you look at your budget under the capital expenditure, the capital equipment part, you'll see all of it, and you'll see how it's all lined up. So some of that stuff we can pay for annually through the levy process and money that we whittled away. So the goal is to get the biggest return on investment on the biggest items, right? Or the ones that improve safety immediately, that kind of stuff, right? So, okay, this motion was made and seconded. Would you call?
Yes. Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. 14, this is, so I just want to see which accounts these are.
This is the moving of the money, isn't
I'd
it?
like to take items 14, 15, 16, 17, well, I would take 17.
Can you take 17 separate?
Separately. So these are the finance items 14, 15, 16, 18,
19 separate.
19 separate.
That's not even,
Okay, so we're going to take, I entertain a motion to approve items 14, 15, 16, and 18.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
second.
Two of those items relate to internal transfers for IT department, capital equipment projects, and firewall and switching equipment. One of them is an agreement between the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and the Greenfield Health Department. And one of them is related to an independent contractor agreement between Community Advocates and Healthiest Greenfield Coalition. Those are what we're voting on. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 17, Alderperson Kastner, has to be held separately. This is a memorandum of understanding for the Milwaukee County Public Health Collaborative. It's actually a collaboration with any substantive changes to be brought forward for further consideration by appropriate committees.
Can I ask that this be tabled, put on a future agenda, or postponed until the city of Milwaukee comes forward with their signed part of the agreement?
Yes.
Any objections by the council?
So we can table it, right? Until the city of Milwaukee signs it? Can we do that? Sure. And then in the future, when the city of Milwaukee signs it, we'll make a motion to untable it, right? So it doesn't have to be placed on every agenda, right? Okay, so do you need a motion to table something?
Motion to
Alder-
table.
Can't be either way, but
Motion,
typically.
Alderperson
I'll make the
Kastner made a
motion.
motion to table the item.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. It's a procedural. I don't have to have a roll call on that, on a motion to table, do I?
Correct. Good.
Can't remember. All right. Item 19 is the approval of the 2022 and 2023 agreement for 4th of July fireworks displays at Conkle Park. Scott's here if you have any questions.
I did have a question a while back. Actually, I spoke to him about this, and I asked if the contract would be if we lessened the amount of bang. I mean, I'm old enough. I can remember back 5 years that it was half this much.
No, it's not half, but
I was
don't
in the
know.
teens.
Some of it was saved from previous year that we didn't do it, right?
That's why we're in the situation we are now, is because we keep getting more and more. I know everyone wants to be the biggest. It's kind of a thing.
So that was based on 2018 price list. That was for 19 and 20. So the value of always kind of approving it the year before is we used the years prior's price list knowing there's going to be an increase. So that was for 19 and 20. 20 did not happen. That happened in 21, so it was actually spread out over last year. And we did add $2,500 additional shells last year, so the total value of last year's show was $25,000, right? So if you add, traditionally, in the last 7 years, I talked to Patrick today, fireworks has gone up on average 8 to 12% annually every year, okay? So if you kind of just run the math from 18 to now, this year's show, without any additional shipping costs that he's experiencing, this cost just annually would be $32,000 to $33,000 for that same show. No other changes. Just one of the freaks of nature that worked out in our favor is he just got his insurance increased yesterday. That is not in here, so he's holding true with that, which would have been an additional $2,500 insurance increase. Additionally, we also have the donation from Festival Foods at $15,000, so which brings actually our actual costs less than what we've paid previous years out of our out-of-pocket cost. So in essence, our show is still of great value. It's unfortunate that, obviously shipping costs has gone crazy, right? And the cost of the fireworks has gone crazy. Labor has gone up as well. So the current cost that he's projected right now is based on 2022 price list, because he would not work with us in 21 like we traditionally would have, knowing that he didn't have the price list to even work off of yet.
In a nutshell, what we'll be paying next year and the year after is about what is less than what we would have historically paid because of the contribution.
Which we've already received for this year.
So we historically paid about 25 grand, and if
Give or take, we've always gotten contributions.
No, we haven't.
Not for
We've never had
Most of my
contributions.
time here, yeah.
We've never had contributions to fireworks. They generally came out of the Quality of Life Fund.
Correct.
Or levy, depending on what the expenditure restraint program needed that
Maybe
year.
I'm going back too far.
For my time. Since I've been mayor, we have not received contributions for the fireworks from anybody,
Besides festival foods.
which was last year for the first time. Never, ever have.
And of course, the added value of having the 2-year deal is actually we're working on the 22 prices. So
Although-
we're actually locking in 23
There was
prices
a
at
bank
22
involved, wasn't
prices.
there?
There was a point during, and this was a long, long time ago, that the 4th of July Public Celebration Committee, when it came with fireworks, the parade, and entertainment, that it was all bunched together. And there was a contribution from a bank, I don't remember what it was, and there were contributions from other businesses within the community, but it never really covered the cost of the fireworks.
No, that's usually been, and same today,
Usually
entertainment
cover the
and other
cost of
things
the
that happen in
band
the day
and
of, yeah.
some part of the parade. And they typically lost money.
Yes. Well, that was
Or
before.
they came close, no,
That was a long time ago. Long
I
time.
guess my point is, we don't need to be the biggest, and I
we
really
aren't.
don't want to
Milwaukee is the
support.
biggest.
Well,
Well, so,
I mean, it being the best in the area that draws more people, that draws more services on our resources, more DPW workers, more police officers.
so the thing
That's
is.
my
that-
opinion.
Yeah, that's okay. So in my opinion, in my opinion, no matter what, we're still gonna have the same amount of police officers directing traffic, whether there's 10,000 people there or 8,000 people. We're probably gonna still have, to some extent, the same number. We have paramedics and firefighters, sometimes riding around on bikes or on call and right across the street. They're gonna be there anyways.
They're always
And the
riding bikes.
DPW people doing the stuff with barricades and all this stuff, they're gonna be doing that, whether there's 10 people or 10,000 people. Of all the things that we do as a city, now, we don't do as much as some other communities do. I mean, if you looked at like Glendale, for instance, or maybe Franklin, or Oak Creek, we don't do probably as many things as they do, because they have other sources of income and other big people, but our fireworks are a big deal, and people do come from all around for them. And we have a very good relationship with our vendor, because we've been doing this with them for a very long time. And many of the other communities come to us, and I think that's why we sometimes get a little bit of a better price. So I would hate to, I don't know, it's whatever you guys want to do, right? But I would like to make an amendment, to put the City of Greenfield name on the water tower.
All for the 36?
Just saying. As long as Pam would vote against it, you two might vote, I don't know.
I was the
I
only
would
one
throw-
who was for it. How many years ago
I don't know
was
if
it?
he was.
You
weren't-
and I were for
You
it.
weren't for it either?
Nope, I was the only one for it.
Penny pinching, dollar foolish stuff, but that's okay. So let's get back to this. The motion, make a motion, was there a motion to approve?
No motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Would you
Almost
please,
had you.
would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
No.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian,
Aye.
See, and if I was an evil person, I would say that Alderperson, a person that would vote against this doesn't support the most patriotic holiday within the city.
And if I was.
But I would never do,
And if
I
I
would-
was
I would never do
taking
that.
my dad's word, if in kind, he would say, if two people always agree on everything, that means only one person is thinking.
No, not necessarily. If great minds all think alike, and great things get accomplished through consensus and cooperation, it's usually a beautiful thing for the organization.
True. There
It
was
doesn't
no
mean that everybody
consensus.
doesn't, so, but that's just me, I don't know. All right, item 20, discussion, what are we doing here? Is this is discussion decision to approve on an annual basis each alderperson a limit of $300 to be used from the 2022 budgeted $1,500, and this would be on a recurring basis because it's budgeted every year. Training, seminar, and travel account. Alderpersons are to submit forms with receipts to the Finance Director or designee for approval.
Motion to approve.
by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Okay, items 21, 22, and 23 are the housekeeping finance items, mileage reimbursements, investments, reinvestments, and schedules of disbursements. I'd entertain a motion to approve 21, 22, and 23.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Items for future agenda is probably only the one, right, with regard to capital expenditures. I think there's a finance meeting next week.
I think so.
I think so. We should know more by then. I will also try to get and this is going to be spitballing it, okay? The capital equipment needs that we need to kind of catch up on, that we've been delaying for a while. I'll try to get that together for the finance committee meeting as well.
Probably need some police
And I'll
cars.
issue a report with regard to the negotiations Friday with regard to this truck. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
If we want to be patriotic, maybe we should think about rotating the location of the fireworks from the east side to the west side
There's no
every
place
other
over
year.
there to do it. Tell
Oh,
me
you
where
could
to
do
do
it
it.
at Kawiki Park.
There isn't the parking. Where would you park?
Wow.
Where'd you park 10,000 people?
Well, there's not 10,000 parking spots at, no.
Well, so people park within probably a tent, I don't know.
Maybe I get support from someone that's really next to me right here.
Huh? Good, this is really a short meeting and I don't know.
I got a kid that has testing tomorrow morning. I got him to bed soon.
Yeah, okay. So that next finance meeting on Wednesday is probably the big one, right? I would think. Yeah. And hopefully there's some planning stuff to talk about from the planning commission. Maybe we'll have some to talk about there too. All right, entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:43 by Akers, or second? Second by Kazarian, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. The recorder is still on, please